Hello. Are you stuck in chronic illness, pain, doubt, negative emotion, self-sabotage, procrastination? Maybe you have a diagnosis that you've been led to believe there's no way out of. There is no psychometric test or diagnosis or a judgment from another person, or particularly another person in authority, that can tell you anything about your essence. So maybe you're struggling to know who you really are. Perhaps there's something stopping you from being yourself, but you don't know what that is. Possibly you can't get what you want, you can't do what you want, you can't be who you want. And you might feel like you're feeling more absence in your life than presence. Maybe it feels like there's something missing. And you might be experiencing looping cycles, kind of falling into the same repeating patterns and behaviors. Maybe it feels like you're stuck living out someone else's expectations or society's expectations instead of your own. And maybe you're wondering if and how it's possible to actually achieve better relationships, better prospects, better health, better access to freedom to exist as you choose. So maybe you know that you're here to do something big, but it just feels completely out of reach. So doing my own inner emotional work on repeat for 12 years has enabled me to move closer and closer to the life that I've been looking for. It's helped me to shed what is not me. So that's trapped emotion, depression, anxiety, weight, PTSD symptoms, chronic physical pain that my doctor told me that I would have forever, autoimmune issues, aging, limiting beliefs that were being held subconsciously in my body, keeping me stuck and preventing me from moving forward. So none of that stuff was me. It was layers and layers of not me that I had accumulated over time because I'd had to live my life in ways that I didn't choose. Now, this is so many of us living by other people's rules because we thought we had to. We are not sovereign because we didn't know that that was an option. So all of the roots of negative emotion and physical issues and negative life circumstances are held subconsciously. So they're not evidently visible to us at first. So accessing the subconscious mind and revealing these inner truths seems hard to do because that's not what we have been taught. But it's actually easier than you think to surface the subconscious information that is causing you to stay sick when you know how. So I can actually teach you how to deprogram yourself, which is unlearning the disempowerment that happened. You can actually heal it all by making this stuff a practice, by simply processing emotion. So physical symptoms in your body are unprocessed emotion. Your symptoms are your body's voice. If you listen to the symptoms and you explore them, they subside. You receive information from doing this, the information that the symptoms were for. This is about integrating your experience. If you ignore and avoid your symptoms and you don't explore them and you push them away, or maybe you're taking medication to take you away from yourself, maybe there's a numbness, then actually your body's voice gets louder and louder and louder. And that's what increased symptoms are, or worsening symptoms are. It's when you're not looking and you're not listening. So none of us knew, none of us were taught. There are skills that we can learn, that we can get better and better at by exploring this. So in order to feel better, we all have to get better at feeling. We have to get back to being ourselves again, instead of being someone that we're not. We try to jump over the emotion or avoid it, but it never works. It's this avoidance that's keeping us stuck. It's not the emotion and the pain and the symptoms themselves, but it's our avoidance of them that is keeping us sick and keeping us stuck. So I can teach you how to no longer run away from yourself and to honor, to see, to hear, to feel, to value your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions. Most of us think that if we turn and face all this stuff, that we will be somehow reinforcing it, that will be making our symptoms and our situations worse. But this is actually incorrect, and we've been misled. This is not how emotion works. So there's a very surprising effect that occurs when you finally come out of denial and face what you're going through and identify the roots and go into the emotion and sit with it. Despite what you may believe, processing and facing your negative emotion is only a temporary discomfort. It's actually the gateway to your freedom. So if you continue to avoid looking, then you're signing up to having your emotional and physical pain and symptoms follow you around forever. And your subconscious mind actually loves you. That's why it's showing you the symptoms. It wants you to face them because it's your way out. And it will keep sending you messages and calling and calling you in the form of increasing distress and symptoms in your body until you listen. So this is the only way that the subconscious has of communicating with you. It's your body's voice. So until you choose to process and engage with it with your free will, your symptoms will continue to shout at you. Negative emotions and limiting belief systems are meant to be temporary experiences designed perfectly for you to move through, enabling your evolution and your true potential to be activated and revealed to you. If we don't face them, we make them permanent in our body. We don't want to make a temporary situation a permanent one. So, are you ready to become free from pain, physical symptoms, emotional and mental blocks, and repeating patterns and beliefs? Are you ready to discover how your physical, emotional, and mental symptoms are your body's voice and what your body's voice is saying? Are you ready to understand your situation and to discover how to access yourself and learn how to communicate with your body and learn self-healing skills, which are skills for life? You're actually able to translate what your body is saying through your symptoms. That's the exact information that you need to heal yourself. Are you ready to surface this subconscious information, this limiting belief, these trapped emotions? Because it's in doing this that you will catalyze permanent change and healing. And just learning to believe that change is possible is a shift in itself. We can resolve and change what we haven't been able to. So by learning that you are actually in control of your life, which is not what we've been told, you begin discovering the authentic you. You make better decisions. You find your clarity. You find your joy and your passion again. So whether your issues are physical, emotional, or mental, or circumstantial in your life, or seemingly out of your control, you can heal them all in the same way by learning how to address the energetic, emotional root of them, the frequency. So I work by delivering therapy sessions to facilitate your healing, but simultaneously training and empowering you to use the processes that I teach yourself in your own time, doing your own inner work. So you receive therapeutic for you, but you also receive training on how to use these processes yourself. So it's supercharged therapy and particularly empowering if you're doing your own work. So this enables you to discover that you thought you had no control over your own life, but you actually do. So I tailor make your sessions to you. So in your sessions, I will include EFT tapping, inner child work, parts work, the emotion code and body code, muscle testing, the gene keys, quantum healing. I have a lot of different ways, and different ways suit different people. So I can tailor make that to your requirements. We can design that together depending on your individual needs. Underneath the video, there's a button where you can book a compatibility call, where we can basically, you've got an opportunity to ask as many questions as you like and to see if we're suited, and for me to get a feel for your energy and what you're going through. But yeah, we'll design it together. So the modalities that I know that will work best for you are the ones that we'll be using. So if you feel ready to commit to yourself and try a different way, I can guarantee that choosing to do something different to what you would normally do, i.e., stepping out of the patterns and choosing yourself, you will experience profound change around the issues that you're facing. So I'm just going to share my screen with you so you can see my packages for 2026. So there's two options for you. This one here, this is called the Transformation Revolution. So I've got a picture here of an orange dragonfly coming out of the water and leaving behind the water creature, and it's becoming no longer a water creature, it's becoming an airborne creature. So the symbolism there is describing the transformation that you will receive. 3 tailor-made sessions, tailor-made for you. There's a saving of 25% here. And these 3 sessions, I can guarantee there will be profound change. And this is for £222. And then if you chose to go for 6 tailor-made sessions, this would be £399, but that would give you a saving of 33%. And that package is called the Freedom Odyssey. So the Transformation Revolution is 3 tailor-made sessions. The Freedom Odyssey is 6 tailor-made sessions. For the 3 sessions, you save 25%. And for the 6 sessions, you save 33%. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. So I'm very much here to show you an alternative to what has kept you stuck, but not just an alternative. This is the actual way. This is ancient wisdom. This is the way that we as humans were designed for. We are self-healing. This is the way that is the antithesis of stuckness. It's actually the antidote. But this is about living through choice as opposed to reaction. It's also about learning to be active as opposed to passive. So everything's got very complicated on the planet. And many of us are realizing that there's been a lot of mind control that we were not privy to. And it might seem depressing that that's all happened, but we can unwind it. And there are many of us doing it. There are many of us that have been doing it for a long time. And it's real. So what's important right now is our consciousness. And our consciousness has been hacked, but we can unhack it. So we have all actually been programmed by society in a way that we couldn't consent to. But we can say no now. And we can love ourselves enough to do the work to unwind this and to deprogram ourselves. And we can. So 12 years ago, when I first set out on this self-healing journey, I wish I'd known what I know now. And it makes me very happy to share all of my journey with you, to share the sum total of the knowledge and the wisdom that I now have, to share that with you so that you can choose to commit to yourself, and it won't take you as long as it took me. What I really want you to know is that you are in control of your consciousness and your life. It just feels like you're not because you haven't got the tools yet. We've been led to believe that we are powerless, and it just isn't true. So something that emotional processing actually does is it puts us in reality. If we're not doing emotional processing work, we're not in reality. This is why sometimes you experience people around you as not being in the same reality as you. If everybody processed their own emotion, they would be properly in their reality and in objective reality. But if you have trapped emotion, it skews everything, it misaligns you, it interferes with your perception. I mean, the scope of the self-healing journey that I've had, because I self-healed so many things. I mean, I only went into this journey to self-heal trauma because I heard that that was possible. And I'm a bit of an adventurer. So I went off in that direction. And I was starting to have the most profound shifts of consciousness. As soon as I started tapping, that was my first therapy. That was the first therapy I used on this journey myself. And I was having profound shifts of consciousness immediately as soon as I started to use it. And I thought, how is this even possible? Why is this not in hospitals, schools, prisons? I just didn't understand it. It's so powerful. So having been on this self-healing journey myself, it's revealed to me what is really possible. And there are certain processes that I use that I believe are the key answers to epidemics around the world, like the obesity epidemic, all the war and everything that's caused on this planet is a reflection of basically the war and conflict within ourselves. If we are able to work with our inner conflict, we have less conflict in the external. That's just how the universe works. So you might feel that this is an unusual approach, and it is quite unusual. I mean, most therapists don't give away all their secrets, so you might be suspicious and think, well, why is she giving all of that away? So the reason for that is I want to live in a world where everybody is empowered. I don't want to live in a world where people have a codependent relationship with their clients. I don't need to keep people sick so that I can keep taking the money for the sessions. I want to live in a world where everyone's working on themselves because it would be like a quantum leap. And I've also worked in the systems most of my life. I've worked in education as a teacher, and I worked for the NHS for a few years when I was in my 20s. And I learned that the primary motivation of pharmaceutical companies is not your health. And it's in their best interests to take you away from your symptoms. So what does that tell you? If you're being taken away from your symptoms, and I'm telling you that when I went towards my symptoms, I healed myself of everything, the trauma, the emotion, physical stuff, everything. Like, you start to see that the primary motivation of pharmaceutical companies is money, and it isn't actually your health. So this kind of inner work is a facilitator of transformation. And a lot of people can't see it, but a lot of people can. We are in the process of a huge and profound great awakening that is happening right now. And it has been happening for a while, and it continues to. And I happen to believe that this inner work, if you can learn a few processes and you make this a practice at home on your sofa, free of charge, this is the most important work on this planet at this time. Mastering your consciousness on this planet at this time is the best thing that you could do. So being able to transmute your pain, your emotion, your mental symptoms, your physical symptoms, this is what the true alchemy actually is. So reclaim your inner authority, reclaim the truth inside within you. Because the microcosm, the macrocosm, when you reclaim who you really are inside, and you establish the truth of you, this is when the truth outside of you will also be established. This is how we can bring all the parts of our soul that got fragmented off and frozen because those little versions of us, they didn't know what to do. This is about bringing them in. So fragmentation happened. The opposite of that is integration. So figuring out who you really are by doing this work is the true alchemy. And the side effects of learning to do this self-healing work are definitely better than the side effects of medication. So come and have a go. So feel free to click the button under the video and book a free call with me, and we can assess your compatibility. You can ask any questions. We can have a look at what would work for you. I can share other client stories with you to bring you hope and to empower you. So if you'd like to stick around on this video, there's a couple of testimonials at the end. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. It reduces the cortisol in the body. So when you're in an emotion, it helps you to kind of bring down the intensity of that, not to avoid it, but to actually process it. And then it enables you to move straight through it with less intensity in a way. And it's just a natural way of communicating with your body, like informing your body that you're working on yourself and getting a conversation going. Like the sensation is your body's voice. The emotions are your body's voice. It's always like trying to transmit to you the information that you need to solve your problem. Like our bodies are always calling. We're just not listening most of the time. It's what we don't do. We don't go all the way over there and we don't go all the way over there because we're scared to do it. But when we actually do it, we just find like a bunch of ghosts and illusions, and you just end up landing in beauty and like the beauty of truth. You're welcome.
Thank you for doing this with me. I feel very calm.
We spend the majority of our lives like feeling unworthy and feeling like we weren't loved. But like, if we're trying to receive love from a person that didn't have the capacity to do that because of what happened to them, we're on a never-ending road that isn't going to go anywhere. So all you've got is acceptance, but you can't go straight to acceptance. You have to go through all the anger, the blame, the shame, the hatred. You have to do all that stuff before you can see they couldn't have done it any other way. Like asking someone to teach you something that they haven't learned.
It's like there's a nothingness.
Yeah, like a nothingness. Yeah, that's sometimes how people experience it. Like where there was like a kind of resistance, like it was sometimes people see it as brightly colored or painful or I don't want to look at that thing. Sometimes it's kind of like trying to catch smoke, like it's just gone. It's like, where did it go?
Without doubt, it has. I can feel it's worked already. It's like
I can feel your cogs turning. Yeah.
I had that big, like in the background, stressor of what shall I do about it, and now it's like it's not even there. So whatever I do, if I stay or if I go, it's like it's not really a big massive thing.
Yeah. Well, you look different. Like your face looks different. Like I really notice this when people do parts work. It brings kind of like a lightness, like a different kind of. Sometimes people's voice changes, even like something's come up and it's been released, and it's like, when your fear that you're kind of being like, oh, I don't know if it's okay because I've got this fear, and then you're afraid of the fear itself. Like when you let the fear be there, which is what we just did, we were like, yeah, there's the fear and it's all good. When you let it be there, the fear almost just goes, oh, right. So I'll just express, and now I don't need to. And then the body just goes, oh, they saw the fear. They knew it was there. Now I don't need to create that. I don't need to create that. So you've changed that energy into something else. Like you can literally, with parts work and with tapping, you can literally change terror into peace.
Do I look like that? Do I look? I feel like I look. I think I look. I'm like sitting here thinking, I feel like I look completely different.
You do look completely different.
I feel like I do, and I'm not looking at myself. I'm trying not to look at myself, but I'm like, I think I look different. I feel different.
And is she aware of this other version?
Yes.
She is, okay.
She wasn't before, she is now.
Yeah. Okay, this is fantastic news. So she is aware of the other version. What is she thinking about that other version? Or how is she feeling about that other version?
As we are talking, in my mind's eye, I can see her, that feeling of wanting to give a hug. She wants to give the other version, the cross-legged version, a hug.
That is so perfect. So sometimes people's inner children or people's metaphorical parts, like however they're appearing, sometimes at the end of a partswork session, they will still be like, no, back off, sister, you know. Sometimes you will have to encourage them to come towards each other and they still won't. Sometimes you can encourage them and they will come together and kind of, I'm going to shake your hand, but yeah, that's it. Sometimes they will just spontaneously come towards each other. So like I had a feeling that this might happen because when you were in the light part of consciousness, she could see in the background the other version. So your consciousness is coming towards you to show you that you are starting to align, which is miraculous. You know, you've had these fragmented your whole life. Just here in like half an hour or whatever we've been doing this, the awareness of the sensation, the emotion, the memory going there as opposed to not going there is causing alignment.
It sort of made that less scary.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like any amount of focus and attention that people put onto the issue that they're facing in a somatic way at the body level, it's dramatic. Like I can't emphasize it enough. It's the way, it's the answer is to go into the body and just ask your body, what is going on here? Show me like what's going on. And it will, just by being in the sensation, instead of resisting it, wishing it would go away, go towards it, it will bring memories. It will bring times where it went well, times where it didn't go well. It will bring information. It will bring you information about yourself. It basically brings you into your heart, which is your truth. So when you do tapping, when you do consciousness work, it engages your body, your mind, and your heart. It's like the golden trilogy. Like if you can get those things going and focus on your issue, it literally transports you and catapults you through time and space.
Hi, I'm Steph, and I just wanted to do this video because I want everyone to know how much this has helped me. Jenny has helped me and changed my life completely. I started off with the inner child work, which really, really helped me. But I think mainly this is the parts work, where it just has given me the tools that I can go off and do it myself, and I'll have them for life now. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be where I am today. I am me, and I feel like I've actually found who I am and what I really want out of life, and I'm finally happy. I was in such a bad place where I couldn't eat, and I had so much pain and stress in my life, and now using the part work has made me reevaluate my life, think about what's good for me and what's not, and I'm now where I want to be, or in the right direction. I'm a completely different person. I've got the tools now and I can use them for life to help me. If I hadn't done that, God knows where I would be. Jenny has definitely saved my life, and I would encourage anyone to try either the parts work or the inner child work, or just do both like me. It's life-changing, and I can't thank Jenny enough.
So I really feel massively privileged to have come across Jenny and her work. It's massively changed my life, and it will continue to change my life, because having the course has now given me the tools that I can use every day from the minute I get up. You know, I've been on this healing spiritual journey for probably about 8 years, and I've tried lots of things, and lots of things have worked to a certain extent, but nothing seemed to really get to the root of the problems and to help me to really understand what was going on in my life. And the work with Jenny is just, it's just amazing. So I wanted to send this video to thank Jenny, and to say to anybody else out there, just give it a go. It's amazing, and you know, you're in control now. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to my future. And yeah, so thank you, Jenny, for your marvellous work, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
This is the greatest success tip that I think there is.